How y'all doing, people? I hope this finds y'all doing well, according to circumstances. My love is with the Ross family right now. Um, I first want to touch on really the focus of how the situation really could have been solved. Simply by good officers. Sometimes it's not enough just to simply do the job. You know, a lot of times we have to take the initiative to go above and beyond the call of duty at times, to really have an understanding, to have a heart, and to look at situations for exactly what they are at times, but more or less to look beyond the situation. And I think here in this situation, this officer or officers, shall I say, treated Miss Ross very, very, in a manner. If we as people can't do, as civilians, I should say, can't do certain things, what gives an officer the right to assault us? Where is the display and the action of showing versus then trying to demand the people to abide by the law? We have to lead by example. And so first and foremost, when videos surface like this, when this lady is saying that she can't breathe and she's going through something, nobody stopped to render aid. And when she didn't have any life left in her body, she was thrown in a cage. Just thrown. Regardless of what she was being taken in for, we have to look at what the actions came with that. And so who was at fault after that? Was the arrest properly done and paperwork properly documented? It wasn't. So who failed at that? There should be a discipline. Not a discipline when it comes to somebody losing their life by an officer not doing a job. No. He should have lost his job. And they need to push for him losing his job. Not only did he travel in an unsafe manner to where if he got into a wreck, that could have been another fault to where he could have caused somebody to lose their life. This is not just an action that was done and maybe he forgot to do the paperwork or did something that we can just hey, next time you need to do better at this. No, it's not a next time for somebody else to lose their life due to somebody not rendering aid. If it's one of your guys and he's telling you something, then the action is treated as if it needs to be done instantaneously. And for somebody to go through something and you obviously can tell that there's challenges going on with this person, there's something that's not right, where was the help at? These are things that are taught in training. Somebody says they can't breathe, regardless of if they bluffing to go to the hospital, we have to follow up on it because you never know. Somebody can kill. It's like the boy that cried wolf. If people do it time after time after time after time, and you just let it bypass, one or two of those times is going to come around and somebody's going to be serious and we end up in a situation like this. It doesn't matter. If somebody says that they can't breathe, you need to render aid and stop what you're doing right away. Stop what's going on and get them medical attention. And once they vitals and all of that stuff is checked, everything gonna show. If they just doing that to bluff, hey, they still getting booked. They still are in custody. They not missing nothing. They not getting out of the handcuffs. They not getting out of, the trouble or whatever that brought them to this situation. So we have to be mindful of that. You know, my thing was just watching the video and seeing that. And the reason why I'm not going to keep playing this video is because it's almost like a trophy for them. And it seems like he really didn't want to get into the car. It may be some type of other stuff going on, you know, that was put in the air. You don't know exactly what it is. But we do know that somebody failed at doing their job. And for that reason, they need to be held accountable. The people that stood around and just looked at them, and I know that y'all may get people in, and you know, you see stuff that looks almost the same time after time, but like I said, how many more of those times are you gonna run into a situation where it may look like something where it's not, and because you fail to do something, that somebody's life is lost? So we got to take these situations more serious, take more precaution. If somebody says they can't breathe, get them medical attention. If somebody looks to be, you know, that they can't, that there's no life in them, immediately get them medical attention. Immediately. Not, you know, it looked like they just walked around and pranced around and danced around. When they threw her in there, you could tell it wasn't no life. And then the guy came and set her head up on the wall, and he knew that it wasn't no life in her. And to me, it's really sad to show that we still going through stuff like this. You know, after a while, it gets tiring to keep making videos and, you know, things of that nature where, you know, it's all the same stuff. You know, it's all the same stuff. You know, it comes to a point in time where we have to do something. And to me, it's just not right. It's more than what was done on her end. You know, she could have simply been, you know, dealt with accordingly. In that situation, could have been maneuvered on a lot more smoothly. I think that we need to hold this officer or officers accountable for their negligence. You know, for one, you know, in the report, the report, it just says, you know, didn't have a seatbelt on. There's not a time where police officers really forget to put no seatbelt on, because they ain't trying to have you escape or doing nothing crazy in the first place. That's really it. They're not really too much concerned about the accident, you know, but that'll help too. That at the same time, it's about keeping somebody contained. And so the more stuff that they got you in, they got you in cuffs, they got you in a seatbelt, your hands behind your back, you're not going nowhere. So to me, that's kind of awkward as well for a seatbelt just not to be put on, and time again, you see her kicking and doing all of this stuff. You never tried to contain her, which is funny. So, you know, like I said, it seemed like anything could have went on. You know, to me, when somebody doesn't do something, it's almost as if they know. You know, and that's the sad part about it. You know, when he's not willing to get in that car at that point in time to do what he's supposed to be doing, I mean, that may speak volumes. It may have been something else, because in this day and age, they're not making too many things where it's, you know, several drug overdoses like that, you know, that's really going on. You know, it's only a couple things that really could cause that. You know, other than that, this stuff that they making nowadays is not, you know, really having people go out like that. You know, and on top of that, if it is that, whenever the officer made contact, if you knew that there was drug use involved, immediately we should get medical attention every time, because we don't know transporting them afterwards what is going to lead to. If somebody's so, out of it to where they're not knowing where they at or what's going on, immediately we should get the medical attention every single time. It's not that they not missing out on going do they stint for whatever they did or dealing with the crime that they committed that first of all got y'all there, but it's making sure that all ends are covered so we don't run into situations like this. Isn't more or less not just with the Africans, it's with anybody. A life is a life. Let's just say that, period. You know what I'm saying? But mainly, this has been a common problem with the minorities, and with the Africans, which is crazy, And at the end of the day, we have to do something about this, and as a people, if we stop pushing, then we don't get anything accomplished, And so to the Ross family, I just simply say don't give up, because y'all have all rights to get this man put where he needs to be at, if he can't do his job properly from what he was trained with, and they spend all this time in training, he don't deserve to be in that position. There's not a time where you make a mistake like that where somebody could lose their life, and you made two of them all in once. Those were two mistakes that cost somebody their life. You didn't render aid or get the medical attention, and then you left the seatbelt off. And then when you got them in there, you assaulted her. So, you can't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And just get away with it. So, yeah, something needs to be done about that. And my next thing is really just to the community, because first and foremost, that's what got them out there. If we're not taking care of each other as a people, then we have to really understand that a lot of things are going to come with that. We have to take care of each other as a people. So if we sitting here poisoning our own people, more situations are going to occur like that. You're going to run into situations that constantly occur like that. And so my thing is that we really have to cease on really allowing ourselves to really disown our own people. If we don't care that we give somebody something knowing that it could put somebody in a certain state and then they end up losing their life, for $1, this is all a revolving door. This is all a revolving door. You know what I'm saying? It leads from one to the next, to the other, and it's constantly going until somebody puts an end to it. So we have to have people that rise up and just, be cool with being themselves and be cool with making something out of themselves rather than, affecting the community in a negative way. And that's really what it's about. If we start where in our own backyard, because it could be, we can sit here and blame them all day, but that's really just holding them accountable for their actions. At the end of the day, what got them out there? Time and time again, what makes them stop us? What make them want to get in our car? What make them want to, we using and driving and doing all of this stuff and they smell stuff, we give them the probable cause. Somebody's on something because somebody gave him something. So we gave them the probable cause to be out there. If we cut that out, then we don't have contact with them, and we can deal with stuff on our own. So, yeah, they did wrong, and at the end of the day, the community didn't help. The community and the people that are putting that poison out there ain't helping it either. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff is a revolving door, and all of it was meant to happen because now they don't have to do too much of anything to us. If we doing it to our own selves, what make them have to do something to us? So my thing is like, really, we have to care about our community. We have to care about not just ourselves. We have to care about everybody else and protect everything else that's around us, and not sell ourselves short just to make a buck. You know what I'm saying? there are some good people out there that do their job thoroughly and they're serious about it. I see this on a day-to-day basis, and there's always going to be somewhere, somebody just doesn't care that much about it, or they're not just as passionate about serving and protecting. Whatever they can do is what they gonna do, and if it's not much, hey, if they just get by with it, they just cool with getting by. But at the end of the day, for stuff like this to happen, it's unacceptable. We have to really, pay attention to these patterns, really, because it's patterns that are happening. And if we can find the niche in what really is causing these things to happen in these patterns, then we have something. But we need to avoid, contact with law enforcement, as much as possible, But like I said, there are some good people that do their job. And, salute to them. Because when people see you doing something good and you getting recognized for it, it's going to make them want to do better. So salute to y'all. And for the people that are around there that know that this man did wrong, man, we need to push for it. Because if the chief can't stand up and have integrity about what's really going on and what really happened, and we all looking at the same thing, how can we trust them? How can them people over there trust that y'all are gonna protect and serve them when you covering something up that they looking at too? Nowadays it's too hard to do it because we all got access to technology. So you telling somebody that's looking at something and you looking at something and you telling them that's not the truth. That's crazy. The video and the footage is there. No way that you can make that right. And so y'all gotta make that right. That man needs to go. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 strikes in one arrest. So what it is that Buddy gotta get up out of there. At the end of the day, that's just really what it is. And my prayers are with her family, that they make it through this and just stick it out and be strong, and push to something come about. But, this right here is a prime example, that we do have to get smarter and we got to quit selling ourselves short and selling our people short to make a damn dollar. We have to rise above that. We have to get past that stuff like that, man. And, just be clean with certain things. Because it really don't pay off. We run into situations like this time and time again, and a lot can be avoided. If people don't have access to something, they start to change. They start to find the things that they really need in life. And so once they find those things, they can go without everything else. So the point is first and foremost, before it got to the authorities, it was based on the community. It was based on our people, and we let each other down on that. And that brought the next issue in, and you can't expect nobody else not to let you down when it's in man's hand. So blessings to them. And I pray that everything works itself out. That officer needs to be held accountable. Just having a disciplinary talk or a write-up is not enough when it comes to somebody losing their life. That's a serious matter. He got 2 infractions and 1 arrest. Hey, that's enough. That's enough to tell him, hey, man, you're not fit to protect and serve. Because there was no protection in those 2 infractions and 1 arrest. So we're sorry. We got to let you go. So to the chief of DPD, hey, you need to step it up because people are looking at the same thing that everybody's looking at. And you just can't make something out to be that it's not. The video is there. And so if you don't do what's right and have the integrity in your heart to do what's right, people are not going to trust y'all. And that's going to make it hard. It's going to make it hard. It's already been so much up there anyways. So it's really going to make it hard for you guys. You know, you don't want people to start doing stuff like that. You know, if that's really the angle is to really keep things calm and really to keep peace, you don't want people not trusting the authorities. If everybody could ride around peaceful and do what they need to do and go about their day, and y'all can target the ones that y'all need to target to that's not keeping the peace, it's fine. Deal with them the way that y'all got to deal with them. You know, under the righteous way. But at the end of the day, that serves something. But dealing with somebody that's not in the right mind state and, you know, on their way out and just basically just treat them like they nothing, you know, slinging them around and you know, just not paying attention to your surroundings, you know, really it's 3 infractions, you know, because you not paying attention to your surroundings as well. You know, somebody should have checked their vitals because y'all get taught that. Y'all get CPR certified. Y'all know the whole thing about that. So if somebody wasn't over there checking her vitals, seeing if she was all right, maybe that could have helped as well. You know, who knows? The point is, somebody didn't do their job. Hey, you're not fit to protect and serve. I'm gonna let end on that note. You know, blessings to y'all. It's legendary freedom. Freedom to do what you want in a legendary way. Y'all take care and have a blessed one.